Now listen, press the free like button if you think it was a mistake for Max and Adam Coleslaw to wrestle twice on the same show. And both those guys were in the main event. To me, that was awful booking. You can't have two main eventers on the pre-show. And both those guys are fighting for the world title. I felt like, bruh, that's childlike booking. That's video game-like booking. To me, that was awful. That was overkill, man. To me, I should see tons of likes based off that. I feel like you have to keep Adam Coleslaw and Max special. Keep that main event special. We should see them until the very last match. To me, that was overkill. Now, what do I think about Jack Perry getting into a fight with CM Punk backstage? I don't know. I'm on both sides of the fence because Jack, he's a heel, and CM Punk is a face. And the fact that during his match with Hook, they had a car glass window spot, and Jack talked to the camera, and he was like, "Yeah, that's real glass, bitch. Cry about it." And I'm like, that's interesting. Why would he say that? Who gave him the green light to shout into the camera by saying that's real glass? Because last week, he was the talk of the world, remember? Him and CM Punk got into a conversation about using fake glass versus real glass. So why would he say that during a match on TV? So I don't want to get worked. Because what if this might be an angle? We don't know. We don't know. Because Jack was on Collision most recently, right? He was on Collision. That's CM Punk show. So my question is this a work? Because now Hook and Jack are done. Punk, he's done with Joe. So who is CM Punk's next opponent? Why not Jack? Right? But here is a different kind of aspect. What if this is real? Because Jack, he's friends with the Elite. He's friends with the Bucks. So did he get into Punk's face because he don't like him as a person, because he's friends with the Elite and he's trying to have it back? See, I don't know. See, Jack don't seem like the kind of guy that will hold a grudge against CM Punk. I don't believe it. Right? Jack was not this kind of guy as a face. Now look, he was a prick, right? He was a hard-headed jackass. Still, but he didn't hold grudge like this. Like he wasn't getting into people's faces. It's like CM Punk, he's a top guy. Why in the hell would you get into his face like that? So I don't know. Because didn't Roosh fuck him up? Remember? Didn't Roosh whoop his ass? So Jack don't seem like that kind of guy that's confrontational. You see, Roosh didn't like the fact that Jack was kind of talking shit about Billy Gunn as a producer. Roosh didn't like it because Roosh, he's old school. He says, hey, you gotta respect legends. So I don't know. But when Jack was Jungle Boy, dog, I couldn't have imagined him getting into the face of CM Punk. And I heard this was unprovoked. I heard Jack got into his face. I'm like, why? Like, huh? So you pick all the shows to get into this guy's face, the biggest show of the year, Backstage. So I think this is a work because Jack has no more opponents. CM Punk has no more opponents, right? And CM Junk, he likes to work with young guys. So I'm like, why not Jack? I don't know, like Jack seems like a chill guy. Like, it felt like he stayed out of his business for the past 2 years, right? There was no confrontation between Jack and CM Junk last year, right? The past couple of months, I never heard not a peep between Jack and CM Junk. So why now, right? Jack is a heel. Jack had no issue with CM Junk as a face, so why now as a heel? See, I think this is a work. This has to be a work, because why the fuck would he shout to the camera, "That's real glass," right? Remember, CM Junk had an issue with him using real glass. So, fast forward, why would he get into the face of CM Junk backstage? For no reason? Really? Dog, that's not what Jack do. I think this is a made-up story, man. I think this will be an angle. That's my opinion, maybe. I might be wrong. But I feel like if CM Junk works with Jack, I feel like that will put him over as a heel. I feel like Jack could use the CM Junk rub. It's like, why not? Because like Jack seems like a chill guy that he just stays out of other people's business. So for the past 8-10 months, CM Junk has had beef with Adam Page and the Elite and Omega. Okay, 8-9 months later, why would Jack fucking all of a sudden have a problem with CM Junk now? That's weird. Now he's a heel. I feel like that's too much of a coincidence. We never heard no backstage issues with Jack with other guys for the past 10 months as a face. So why now? I feel like that builds up his heel character. If he got to a confrontation with CM Junk backstage, he has never got to a confrontation with nobody yet. But now as a heel with CM Junk now, I feel like this is a work. This seems too planned. Because hell, I heard no backstage issues with him and Roosh. Why is that? Roosh whooped his ass in that match. And I heard no backstage problems with Roosh and Jack Perry. So why the fuck would he try to pick a fight? A shoot fight with CM Junk? I'm like, hold on, bro. You didn't do shit to Roosh, so why CM Junk? Man, I can't believe Tony Khan paid for the rights of Metallica Seek and Destroy from back when Sting was in WCW. Man, I truly believe that Tony Khan regretted his Sting comments when he said he thinks this is the best run of Sting's career. I think he woke up and he realized that was a dumb comment. That was the dumbest comment of the whole entire year. Because if you watched this pay-per-view, Sting came out to his Wolfpack shirt and he came out to his old school WCW theme song, which was a great theme song back in the late 90s. That song really got him over as a top flight star in WCW. So, if Khan thinks this was the best run of his career so far, then why would he pay the rights to bring back his old school WCW theme song, which is kind of a nostalgia moment, because when it comes to us old school fans, my era, late 90s, that song was great. That song was WCW. So if he thinks this was the best run of his career, then why the fuck would he bring back Sting's WCW theme song to give us a reminder about what he used to be. So to me, I feel like he regrets his comments. I think he took back his comments, because why would you bring back his WCW theme song? I was like, hold on, bro. I was like, man, that was memories, man. That song was my childhood, man. Memories. This was my favorite match of the night, the coffin match. But the reason I don't like watching Sting in coffin matches, to me, that shit just gives us a reminder that we will never see Taker versus Sting. That's why it hurts me seeing him in coffin matches, because I'm like, man, that should be Taker doing that to him. But dang, man, the fact that Tony Khan brought back Sting's WCW theme song, that made the match more hotter. That made the match more great, because that song was my favorite Sting theme song. Now, when it comes to this whole entire match, look, man, I feel like Sting was the best performer out of this whole match. Let that sink in. The guy is the oldest guy to match, but I feel like, man, he outperformed everybody in the match, including Darby Allin. I mean, Swerve was good. Cage was good, but Sting outperformed everybody in this match. I'm like, wow. I feel like from a quality standpoint, I feel like this was Sting's best tag team match he's been in so far. It's like Sting, for the first time ever since being in this company, that was the young Sting. What I saw, that was the young Sting to me. That's how the old school Sting used to wrestle. I feel like he didn't do things that were too crazy. That's why I feel like this match was very quality over quantity. I feel like Sting was not trying to do too much. I feel like Sting did enough. But this whole entire match was solid. Very, very solid. Darby Allin did maybe 2 crazy ass spots, but overall, I like this match. I feel like this was my favorite match of the night. But man, it's crazy, man. Like, man, I feel bad for Wardlow. I'm like, man, I feel bad for Wardlow, man. Tony Khan really fucked him up. Like I told people last year, Tony Khan should have given Wardlow the world title after CM Junk got injured. Because, was I lying? Where is Wardlow at now? He's not on the show. That's crazy, man. This is the biggest show in all Elite Wrestling history. And he's not on the card. He's nowhere near the show. That's fucked up, bro. That's sad. How can you botch Wardlow? It's like Wardlow is very easy to book. Just make him a man of a few words, have him dominate like Goldberg, and it's like, that's easy. It's like, look at Gunther, the Angel. It's like, shouldn't Wardlow be like that? It's like, it's easy to book Gunther. It's not hard to book Wardlow. The fact that he's not on the show, that's crazy, man. That's insane. Like, dude, Max put this guy over as a next big star, and he went from that to not being on the show at all, the biggest show of the year for that company. After winning the TNT Championship multiple times, and yet he's not on the WrestleMania of All Elite Wrestling. That is a booking travesty. I feel bad for Wardlow. The fact that he has to stay his ass home and watch the biggest show of the year, and he is not a part of it. It's like, how can you not feel sorry for him? It's like, dude, Hobbs was on the show. Not wrestling, but at least Hobbs was on the fucking show. At least Mero was on the show doing something. It's like, Wardlow, like, what the fuck did he do? Like I said, Wardlow should have been the world champion. The moment he beat Max, he should have been the interim world champion. I said strike while the iron is hot. Now the iron is cold as fuck. But overall, this was my favorite match of the night. Sting outperformed everybody. At his age, I was highly impressed. But I love that Tony Khan, man. I love that he took back his comments. I love that he regrets his comments about Sting. Because why the fuck would you bring back his old school song from a different company after you said this was the best run of his career? So I'm glad he took back comments and he finally woke the fuck up. So I seen the match between Max and Adam Coleslaw. And I must say, this was worthy of being in the main event, obviously, because it's for the world title. But I don't think this was the match of the night. This match was more so trying to progress their own storyline, more so than trying to have an entertaining match. It's like, this match was like, they are trying to move along the storyline. So I feel like the storyline kind of overshadowed the whole entire match. Because I feel like this match will only lead to a deeper storyline. It's like, this match might be the beginning of their storyline. I thought this was going to be an end, because I thought Adam Coleslaw was going to turn on Max. But I guess it's too soon. Like, I thought Adam Coleslaw was going to turn heel and he was going to reunite with the Kingdom. Because I feel like, man, down the line, they got to strike while the iron is hot. And here's what I mean. If Adam Coleslaw was to turn on Max on this show, man, he would have been the biggest heel in the business. I think he would have been a bigger heel than freaking Dominic. That's how hot the crowd was. In terms of, they were kind of waiting for Adam Coleslaw to turn heel. This is weird, because reasons why this is very strange, because at the beginning of this storyline, Max was the evil heel. But now it's like, people are waiting for Adam Coleslaw to actually turn the heel on him. That whole building was waiting on Adam Coleslaw to turn heel, but not Max, which is very, very strange. Because you would think it's obvious that Max will be the first turn on him. But I think this will be a swerve. Because during this match, Max was the face and Adam Coleslaw was the heel. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. That was wild. Dude, that whole building turned on Adam Coleslaw. And so I was like, man, maybe they got to strike while iron is hot. Because, like, man, what if they were to turn Adam Coleslaw heel? I mean, he would be the biggest heel in the business. That's how he had mega heat with that audience. They love Max. So I'm like, man, down the line, man, they might have a future top face on their hands with Max. I think eventually, man, like right now, he's a face now, right? Kinda. But if Adam Coleslaw was to turn on him and side with the Kingdom, man, Max will be the biggest face in the whole entire company. I think that's where this is heading. I feel like, man, it would be booking malpractice if Max was to turn on Adam Coleslaw. They can't do it. Adam Coleslaw, he has to turn heel on this guy. Not now, but down the line. The more people love this duo, man, whoever turns first, that guy will get mega heat, and that guy should be Adam Coleslaw. Because Adam Coleslaw, he was irrelevant. Before this feud with Max, he was irrelevant. But now it's like, man, Adam Coleslaw, he's back to being relevant. I mean, to me, it's like, man, he's kind of on a level of his black and gold days now. It's like he's trying to get back to that level of heat. It's like, for the first time in 2 years, he's never had this kind of heat with the audience. It's like this storyline is so relevant, now people are overlooking his body now. Hell, even me, even I'm overlooking his body now because I'm very intrigued with this storyline. Now, I feel like Max has lost his edge. I feel like Max has gone soft. I feel like, man, it's going to be a while until we see that evil Max. Look, don't get twisted. All these skits have been fucking stupid. And I feel like they have really taken down Max as a heel. So I feel like, man, it's gonna be a while until we see a evil, edgy Max. But man, they gotta strike while that iron is hot with Adam Coleslaw, man. If he were to turn heel, he would not be a cool heel. He will be a hated heel. That's what he needs. Adam Coleslaw needs to be a hated heel. Not a beloved heel. Not a heel that you fucking cheer. No. If he would have turned now, he would be a genuine heel for the first time in his career. In fact, I feel like this storyline, this has been his best work since being with All Elite Wrestling. Now, I feel like now we are seeing the black and gold Adam Coleslaw now with this storyline. During that match tonight, we seen a glimpse of the black and gold Adam Coleslaw, who we have not seen since him being with All Elite Wrestling. And I feel like Max has brought that out of him. It's insane that the crowd wanted Adam Coleslaw to turn on Max. It's like, that's a sign Max is no longer a top heel. As I said for the past year now, actually, people thought I was crazy when I said Dom is the best heel in the business. He is. Where is the lie? Why was 80,000 people wanting Adam Coleslaw to be a heel, but not Max? Max was over as a face. That's insane. Now, I didn't like the fact that they wrestled twice. I felt like, man, that's overkill. Because why is your world champion wrestling on the pre-show? You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of watered down your own title when you do that. I feel like that was uncalled for. That was not needed. Here's what I mean. Why couldn't they book this tag team match on Dynamite? Why couldn't you book this match at All Out? So, like, they did not need to be tag team champions right now on the fucking show. That's too much. You can't have your world champion on the pre-show. That's what it was, man. I don't care what anybody else said. That's a pre-show. The buy-in is the pre-show. Without it being a pre-show, that's what it is. It's a fucking pre-show. If it's free, it's a pre-show. Your world champion should not be on a fucking pre-show. That's stupid. Imagine Roman Reigns on the pre-show. It's like you make him less special when you do that. you treat your world title as a low-key upper mid-card title when you do that. That made no sense. Okay, have the FTW title on a pre-show. Okay, I get it. But you can't have your world champion in a tag team title match on a pre-show. That's too much. That's stupid. That's dumb. Okay, overall, what do I think about the match? It was good. Solid match, good near falls. Max is a great seller. I will say this. I didn't like the fact that Adam Coleslaw was spamming the Canadian Destroyer. It's like, come on, man, like 5 times, I think. 6 or 5. It was a lot of damn Canadian Destroyer. I'm like, bro, he did it on the fucking referee. I'm like, who's next, Taz? Shit. He was giving everybody destroyers. It's like, shit, Jim Ross probably. Shit, I'm shocked Jim Ross didn't take a Canadian Destroyer from Adam Coleslaw. Everybody was getting it. I'm like, bro, you are spamming that move. That was weak. It's like that should be a finisher, not some kind of move that you do like a fucking suplex. So the match was solid, but man, they gotta stop spamming moves in their matches. But good near falls, good storytelling during the match, but the story in the soap opera just overshadowed the action in the fucking match. Too many ref bumps. I felt like I was watching a Roman Reigns match. It's like, bro, this was a Roman Reigns match in terms of too many ref bumps. A lot of fucking ref bumps. But I like the fact that Adam Coleslaw chose to be a heel and Max was the face. Because when it comes to that audience, they like Max more than Adam Coleslaw right now for the time being. So that makes sense. Adam Coleslaw should be the heel, Max the face. I do like Roddy Strong in this crying ass role. He is a damn jealous ass crybaby, and I like that role for him. I like his Andy Kaufman role with the fucking neck brace. I like it. I like Roddy Strong's role. He is a fucking grown ass man who is crying over his best friend. I like it. But I still think Adam Coleslaw will be the first one to turn, and he will reunite with the Kingdom. See, I do see Adam Coleslaw possibly beating Max for that world title. That's how hot he is. If he were to be a heel, that would make sense. He would have mega heat if he turns on Max and sides with Roddy and the Kingdom. I feel like, man, for the first time in his whole career, he will have genuine heel heat. He will not be cheered. So I feel like, man, Tony, you got to strike while the iron is hot. I wouldn't mind seeing Adam Coleslaw beating Max for that world title. Because if he does that and turns on him, Adam Coleslaw will be the biggest heel in the business. You got to strike while that iron is hot. But did I see Adam beating Max tonight? No, not yet. But I do see it. I do see it in the near future. I do see Adam Coleslaw beating him. Because what other heel can possibly beat Max that actually makes sense? It's like, man, they got a monster heel in waiting if Adam Coleslaw was to turn on him. That's what I mean. But this was a solid match. Max should have won. So this was the right outcome. Okay, I'm done.